In this lesson, we'll cover a high-level overview of conducting a compliance readiness assessment using Cynomi's vCISO platform. So as you can see here, there were a lot of different frameworks selected in the onboarding stage. You can go through and click each one of these individually, as well as scroll from left to right, or you can use the drop-down menu to see all of the ones that you've selected back in that onboarding assessment. One of the nice things is, as I said before in a previous video, you fill out the questions one time, they're mapped against all of the different frameworks that you've selected, and then you're given this nice dashboard. So if your customer is not sure which one they want to go after, or which one they want to align to, you can give them some options based on how close am I to completing it. For example, even though these may not be related to each other, we're at 77% on one, but we're at 94% on the other. That's an easy way to choose. The other thing that you can do with this, though, is if you narrow down what you want to look at, you can go from framework to framework and you can see where you've implemented things correctly, where you've partially implemented, not implemented, or what you call not applicable. And in all cases, anytime you choose not applicable, you're likely going to have to defend that with the auditor, but as long as you have a good story to tell, they may go along with it. A couple of these, no matter what I select, may have to move back once I'm working with the auditor, so just keep that in mind. Now, the beauty of the platform, though, is when I'm looking at the different frameworks I can choose from, and because I chose so many at the beginning, I have a lot of options. In this case, I'm going to say that I want to look at CIS version 8. So I can see where I'm doing well from a family perspective. The particular framework has 3 different maturity levels, so I can see how I'm doing at each maturity level. But then I also have the ability to dive into the controls. So when I click on that, I can now see every control for this framework, and again can change to a different framework, and I can see the status. I have the ability to filter, and I have the ability to get more information. So I can go in here and see, well, I partially completed this, but what was it that was completed and what wasn't? What's holding me up? And as you can see, one portion of the control is satisfied or completed, depending on how, whatever word you want to use, but the other piece is not. And this is going to give me a roadmap of all of those items that I now need to complete. So when you're working with your customer and you've already filled out the assessment and you've then chosen a framework, you can easily go in here and filter all of the items that still have work remaining. You can build out project plans, you could print them out and give them to your customer, you could share that with them and develop a POAM document, etc. So once again, fill out your assessment one time, get a lot of different options from a control framework perspective, and then go from there.